Well, we all know what today is, and I'm pretty sure that you've all probably seen a lot of the different memes and posts and videos being shared today talking about how there really needs to be no jokes played because there's no greater joke than what's actually happening or has been happening in this country and the world for that matter for the last several months, years. And partially true, probably worse in certain areas than others. You guys will probably agree. Let's talk about Walmart and what Walmart is doing and what Walmart has done. And that is CEO Doug McMillon had already made statements and mentioned how Walmart would be closing stores and raising prices. For what reason? The reasoning was theft, crime, people coming in stealing stuff. There's videos floating around on the internet, YouTube, TikTok, Twitter, of just insane behavior and activities going on inside of Walmarts. And it's unbelievable, really, but you have to believe it because this is actually recorded. It's true, which is another part of the problem. People standing around, literally doing nothing, only to record and share and further promote these negative impacts to our society and our lives, further perpetuating the cycle and only making things worse for certain people in certain areas. And let's just say Portland being one of them. So Portland, Oregon, headlines, videos, reports, Walmart's pulling out, closing all stores in Portland. Granted, I think there's only like two. And so what does that mean? It means that the company is not pleased. The store was deemed underperforming. And there were a variety of other factors associated with why Walmart was moving away. Now, I've told you guys before, Walmart and other companies, other retailers are making a strong push to move their businesses online, become completely automated, completely digital as best possible for a variety of reasons. And that includes the theft, that includes the crime, that includes the problems, that includes the vandalism, that includes the shootings, that includes the arson, that includes all of these terrible things that are happening, that are going on within their businesses that are costing them money, reduction in profit, legal fees, lawsuits, settlements. Just think, Walmart is now in the middle of an EEOC, Equal Employment Opportunity, legal battle because of their actions that they have been taking against employees with different handicaps or different diseases. And these corporations, they want to move away from the problem, and they want to move. I'm not saying that these people are a problem. I'm just saying the problem is negative publicity and a loss of revenue and profit, a reduction of profit. They want to move away from those problems and towards more money, more profitability, simplicity, ease. And with the ease comes with less people. As long as you guys know that this to be true, I want you guys to understand that, especially moving forward and what this is going to mean for the likelihood and the ability for people to maintain gainful employment in the future and, respectable, reasonable income levels that can support today's lifestyles. But ironically, they're moving away from the problem. And actually, I have this here because I came across a video this morning that was shared with me by my brother, and you guys may know who that is. And he actually he allowed me to use his studio from time to time when we were visiting, and people kept leaving comments like, "That studio looks awful familiar," or "Kevin kind of really resembles this other YouTuber." But anyway, the video he shared with me was about Florida and some residents being blindsided and the regrets and how to avoid these problems, ultimately by moving away and leaving. And I received this letter. And yes, this could be a potential problem. This is the toll authority for Florida and they're saying that I didn't pay a toll, which is completely ridiculous because the vehicle that they're saying I didn't pay a toll for is my van that I haven't driven for like a year. And it's completely ridiculous. I'll get it solved. I'll get it fixed. Is this a problem? Yeah, sure. Is it enough of a problem for me to move away? Probably not. I love it here. Everybody's going to have their own opinion about what they like and dislike enough to either stay or go. And ironically, it's not always the same because I just came across a recent article publication that Cracker Barrel is pulling out of Portland, Oregon. Now, I'm kind of confused a little bit because I'm wondering why. Now, the article goes on to state that ever since the C-19 pandemic, they have not been able to recover. Theoretically, I guess these stores are underperforming. Now, we've noticed here, because Michelle actually said it yesterday, Squirrel Tribe, she's like, you know what? I never think of Cracker Barrel for dinner. We love their breakfast. We would go there for lunch, but we never think of going there for dinner. And they've actually introduced this new program here, which I'm not sure if it's nationwide, but it's here in Florida where we live. And it's you can get a double entree for the same price as one. I guess they're trying to entice people to show up for dinner. Maybe we're not the only ones who don't think of Cracker Barrel for dinner. Maybe if you didn't do breakfast so good, we wouldn't forget you for dinner unless we wanted breakfast for dinner, but that's a whole nother conversation. But for Cracker Barrel to pull out of Portland, Oregon, I'm thinking, all right, well, maybe they're having similar problems like Walmart. But who's stealing from Cracker Barrel? How much theft is going on in Cracker Barrel? I'm not seeing videos of violence and fights and different things happening in Cracker Barrel. But basically what it tells me is that there's a bigger problem. And these businesses, these companies, and these corporations, they all communicate with each other before it hits the headlines of the news or makes videos on YouTube or anywhere else for that matter, or even becomes known within the organization, affecting the employees that are soon to be laid off, terminated, let go, put on unemployment. And the simple fact of the matter is that they've developed a list of reasons, of problems that makes them want to leave, makes them want to move away. This is not a big enough problem for me to move, but for a company like Cracker Barrel, they've decided that, in my opinion, the let's just say population within the area of Portland, Oregon is not worth their time. Therefore, they're leaving. What does this really mean? All right. It means that Walmart has pulled out of Portland, Oregon. It means that Cracker Barrel is pulling out of Portland, Oregon. And it means that theoretically more companies and businesses are going to pull out of Portland, Oregon, as well as banks. Ultimately, this means that money is going to be pulled out of Portland, Oregon. It's going to create a vacuum. It's going to create a hole. It's going to create a desert. It's going to further deteriorate this city that has forced these businesses to leave. Now, equally, I can show you cities that are growing, that are investing, that are thriving, that are booming because of the population. And they're going to they're going to continue this trend and set the price and the bar so high that it never becomes Portland, Oregon. And it's right here in Florida. I've discussed it on previous videos before. But folks, think about it. If you live in these areas that are the epicenter, the focal point of drama, crime, loss, destruction, problems, and businesses are already pulling out, it's only going to get worse. Therefore, if you stay in these areas, then it's probably only going to get worse for you as well, physically, mentally, emotionally, financially, but also harder for you to leave, especially if you have ownership in these areas, because no one's going to want to buy what you have. And even if they would be interested, they won't be interested at any real value, perhaps maybe putting you upside down in the property that you own. I see Portland becoming a wasteland, and I can potentially see other cities doing the same. If you guys want to know more, just hit me up. And this should be a serious warning that we should all be paying attention to, because if you are in these areas as a resident, as a employee, as a business, as an owner, as an investor, any capacity that will affect you and your ability to survive, albeit financially, in the future, then this should be a clear warning sign that you may want to go ahead and start making plans to go ahead and head out before it's too late, and while you still can. I'd be really surprised to see any meaningful impact unless the local government were to try to entice businesses to enter into Portland, Oregon, and also do things to clean up Portland, Oregon, to make it a more attractive place for people to want to spend money. But given the direction that they have gone, where they are now, the thought process behind the lawmakers and politicians controlling that area, I highly doubt that they're going to reverse course. And I honestly feel terrible for the people there that are going to feel the pain that has been brought onto them that potentially could have possibly been prevented. But here we are. These are the cards that you have been dealt. Now you have to make the best of that hand. But you got to be paying attention. You got to be aware of what's happening. You got to be working towards the goal, the plan, the strategy to plan, protect, prepare, move on, get out of there, folks. And I hate to say it, but perhaps maybe there will be some that need to stay there, and just continue on down that path. But I do see Portland, Oregon being one of those places where it just continuously sinks further and further down into this hole, this abyss. And it becomes a vacuum, a void, a desert, a business desert, a banking desert, a financial desert, a food desert. And there's really no upside there, folks. Really, there's no upside, in my opinion. If anyone has any objection or counter to that, I'd love to know your thoughts, your feelings. I'd be open for the debate, the conversation, and as well as to share that information with others on the channel that may be affected by this. But at the same time, that's just one city in particular in this country that is on that path. And there are many more to follow. There are many more cities that are going to go down that path. There are many more businesses that are going to pull out. There are many more banks that are going to close. There are many more grocery stores that are going to, create food insecurities and scarcity. And then they're going to focus their efforts and their energy online and in certain areas, zip codes, demographics that set the bar, set the price point so high that they don't have to worry about that problem. And I know what you're saying. Well, they're just going to become targets. And all these people are then going to migrate there and take what they want. But I think they've got an answer for that. I think they've got a solution for that. If you guys want to know what that is, give this video a like, subscribe to the channel, drop a comment down below. Let me know. If there's enough interest, I'll make that video. Until then, you guys take care, be safe, be kind to one another, plan, prepare, protect, diversity, security, cash flow, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Take care. Bye.